Hello everyone and welcome back to another Binding of Isaac. Let's get started. This time I'm going to play Magdalene. For a change, hopefully I'll have better luck than I have with some of the other characters lately. Ugh. Well, referenced as the cleric character by the game's creator, she has a lot of hit points. And her main item is a healing item that she starts with, Yum Heart. And basically her stats are a lot like Isaac's pretty much, except she has more health. She seems to have 2 in every stat there, but so we probably won't be lacking for health in this one. Oh, well, this is interesting. Let's see what this one is. Technology 2. This is pretty good. See, Technology 1, if I remember right, basically turns your tier attacks into this laser beam attack, while Technology 2 lets you continue having normal tiers, but giving you, I think, a weaker laser. There we go. I actually am not sure I really understand the differences between the 2 technology items, but that's as near as I can understand it, the key difference being basically the laser beam being a piercing shot that goes all the way across the room except when it's blocked by stuff. I actually thought Maggie had less damage than Isaac, but the stats, when I looked at the stat menu, showed the exact same damage, so unless that was after I picked up technology, but I don't think it was. Huh. And tears up. Well, I guess that is it for this level. Still, I have no bombs and no keys. And we get a vision of pooping. Pooping, pooping, pooping. Pooping. And that will open the door. The laser seems decently efficient in terms of damage. Let me check the stats here. Okay, yeah, her damage is 1. That's weird. But her number of shots is 3 now. From the tears up. From the squeezy. And... I don't know if that lower stat was just the stats updating, or if it got lowered by the laser beam. I'm not sure. Anyway. Actually, wait, I want to go ahead and fight the boss. Fight the boss! We got Larry. Wow, the laser beam should do a number on him. Oh god, look at that. These guys are seriously weak to the laser beam. Wire coat hanger, and it's through my head, and I get tears up. Wow. So hard to pick. The ethereal tears will not do anything much with the laser, but brimstone, I think, has some interesting interactions. So, as awesome as flight is, I'm gonna go for brimstone. And we have Demon Maggie now. Big honking horns. Well, we'll have to see how this works out for us. Going over here. And tears up again, which means Wait, yeah, I mean, I don't understand it, but... Cheers up, and this other pill. Yum Heart restores health. Get back Soul Heart. And my luck got decreased. However, I have no keys. I could throw myself on the spiky spikes, but that's not going to be very useful. I guess I have to move along and abandon yet another item. This is why Cain and Isaac are so nice, is that they start with some item that they can actually do something with, such as the key for Cain or the bomb for Isaac. It's surprising how nice it is to have that early on. Right now it isn't looking promising. I used the brimstone shot and it didn't even kill that champion fly. It's not a good sign. It may be weaker than I thought. Heals, range up, Well, I may have screwed myself up because I don't think the interaction with Brimstone was what I wanted. Or at least wasn't playing out like I thought it would. Yeah, the laser beam in and of itself isn't really doing much damage. And neither is the actual Brimstone shot. So, crap. And now we got the dead kitty. I think I'll skip on dead kitty. I will welcome bombs, though. another key. Let's go back and open that shop, hopefully, and find something decent. I'd call that decent. Yay. And Spiky McSpikeroom. What? You really want me to take the dead cat, don't you, gang? Dead cat. No. And I was hoping it would be something nice, not the dead cat. There's another dead cat. All these dead cats. You know, in Icewind Dale 2, there was actually a gag involving dead cats. A couple, actually. If you held onto the dead cat, which is an item, well, I'll tell you after the boss. Oh no. Now we probably are boned. Great. And I just flat out died. Well, lesson learned about brimstone and the laser eye and having low damage is learned. Let's play again. Oh joy, Curse of the Labyrinth. Let's check something here. Yeah, all her stats are 2s, just like Isaac's. So that kind of surprises me, but she has 4 hearts but no bombs at startup and starts with a special item. And there's a bigger baby, but I can't give it any money because I don't have any money. I'll give you money later. Because I love bigger babies. Come on, get out of the rocks so I can hit you. Anyway, dead cats. There's one point where you find a dead cat, and it belongs to this woman, and you can try to give it back to her, but she's all like, why are you carrying that around? Just bury it. If you hold on to it, and you get a bag of holding later in game, you stick it in the bag of holding, and then you carry it with you, and then later on you find this sacrificial altar and a bunch of dead bodies of men and women. You stuff those in the bag too, in the bag of holding. In Icewind Dale 2. Feather, maybe, I'll think about it. Healing is nice, and this damage is not always guaranteed. So, yeah, so you carry all that stuff around with you in the bag of holding, right? Now, earlier in the game, you meet an immature demon, basically. A demon that's not fully grown into adulthood yet. And you meet him early in the game, or earlier in the game, and if you've been carrying around this dead cat and the dead people in the bag, when you get to him, when you see him late in the game, he's on the verge of transforming into an adult form and returning to the abyss. He sees you and starts mocking you, you know, because he thinks he's going to fight you. And you can basically say, well, what do you say to this dead cat and these dead people? Pulling them out of the bag in front of him. And the demon flips out. The demon is all like, That's sick! And he starts freaking out about the player and saying how disgusting and horrible that is and how he doesn't even understand how you can be so freaking messed up, and he decides to just run away basically and return to the abyss rather than fight you because he doesn't want to fight somebody who's that messed up to be dragging around corpses in a bag all game. So that's an interesting, weird moment in game. It's worth carrying those items around just to see how bizarre it is. And you really don't want that. Get off me. No. Die. Die. Yay. Now you're dead. So anyway, random discussion about dead cats. I actually like cats, by the way. I don't want dead cats. I like living cats. At least when they're being nice and cuddly and friendly and whatever. There we go. Now I'm going to blow up this rock. Yeah! Damage up. More damage. I always need more damage. I mean, there are a number of power-ups that enhance your damage, but they sometimes seem really hard to get a hold of. So now we've got a small rock embedded in our head, and I didn't want to pick that up. Although I may change my mind about that if I find a couple more keys. I need at least one more key to unlock the treasure room, the other treasure room. So, okay. Looks like I'm going to go back and get that pick, for the short term anyway. The notched axe. I get it. It's a reference to Minecraft, whose creator is Notch, a guy who goes by Notch online, and pills! Let's eat them! Cheers down! Is sad. What on earth happened to these enemies, I mean, they're like children, just like the main character, but they are like undead zombies with their eyes gouged out, or infested with flies so much that they become floating hives, or have their heads detached from their bodies and fly around. Messed up when you think about it, Ah, no, Nemesis Kalati. Kill that fly before it gets a chance to transform. Yeah. Yes, got that one too. Another one bites the dust. Ooh, the peeper. This is a fairly good item though. Plop. And now I have one less eye. But it doesn't actually affect your tears much. That graphical red effect on the tear, which looks like it should be increased damage, but it actually isn't increased damage at all. It's just a red-colored tear. It doesn't boost the damage of that shot at all. Range up with Mom's underwear. Feel the power in my shorts. So, cross-dressing babies and dead cats. Cross-dressing babies. Or toddlers. Whatever. I don't even know how old Isaac is, really. Yeah, he's back for his revenge. But the peeper is probably going to destroy him. Worms being murdered by giant eyeballs. Or not giant eyeballs, but flying eyeballs. Gears up. And a teleport to the hermit, or the shop. Might have to think about that if I get a little bit more money. And we're going to fight Famine. Fortunately, Famine is not too difficult. I hate the Headless Horseman, though. If you do run into him early in game, it's very difficult to win. Because he just spams the floor with that stuff that hurts you, and it's just nasty. Awesome. Defeated you. And I will take your cube of meat, and I will leave. And I hate this situation. Fortunately, the peeper will actually make this slightly more tolerable. And I'm actually really glad that the heads are mostly staying to that side of the room. And I can shoot at them with relative impunity and not have to worry about them charging me and inflicting me with damage by running into me. Yay! There's the shop. Yeah. I hear fistula is nothing like a fistula. Fistula, the boss, I mean, is nothing like an actual, nothing like what an actual fistula looks like. Random humming. Oh, good, he turned around at the last second rather than hitting me. That's one thing I'm thankful about with these disgusting arse slickers. Is that they tend to randomly turn, so they could just as much turn away from you. I could use that. We're doing pretty well, I think, at this point. I mean, we got some decent damage, decent tier increases, so decent stat increases across the board. A pretty strong healing item, and so things are going pretty nicely. Let's see. Wow, I keep always underestimating how useful that eye, the peeper, is. It really does do a number if it happens to go in the right direction at the right time. It can seriously mess up your foes. No, I do not want you stealing my money, because I want to spend it at the store. You cannot have my money. Yes. Mini Mush! Mini Mushroom. Speed and range is increased. Good. Maggie was a little slow, so the increased speed will be helpful in dodging. And the reason why I've held off using the Hermit is because I want to use it to teleport back out of the curse room in that way avoiding the other half a heart damage. Troll bomb! Out of here! I escaped with an area scratch. Though I can't help but wonder if there's something right here. Awesome. Just a few pennies. Not enough for me to actually go and get the habit, which would be nice because if you have the habit combined with Yum Heart, you basically have unlimited healing because every time you get damaged, your heart recharges and you heal up and you can heal up. So you're effectively immortal until you hit the, or you can effectively be immortal, unharmable, until you get to the womb and after. And now we face one of my most hated foes, Peep. All I can do is keep pounding on him and try to dodge him. Oh wow, how did that work? I don't even know how I got out of no damage from that. Yeah, I got my own eyeballs running around here. Oh, I wouldn't use it. No, stupid eyeball. I hate you. Ah. Yes. Finally. And I got a health up. And healing with the item. And some healing here. And why not go back and get still more healing from the heart I left back in the other room. But actually first I'm going to swing by the shop and see if I can't get anything. Since I can't buy that, I'm going to go ahead and pick up this pill and try it. Purity had absolutely no effect. At least it wasn't a health down. That would have really been aggravating. Still, if I had just a little bit more money from that secret room, like another row of pennies, I would have, I think, been able to pick it up. But sadly, it was not to be. Time to move on to the second level of the cave/catacombs with One-Eyed Maggie. Sounds like an awesome name for an Irish rock band. One-Eyed Maggie. Beautiful flowers. And yeah, I always hated dodgeball as a kid, actually. For the same reason Isaac hated that in one particular moment in his life. Because they always hit you in the head. Troll bomb. Hate you, troll bomb. That worked out fairly well. This, however, not as much. Whoa. Actually, it did work out a bit. Wow. Raw liver, a 2 hit point increase with no downside. Unlike lard, which gives you a heart containers, but it slows you down. And pills in a spike maze. I found pills! And I ate them. And then I got injured. Because I'm a doofus. Doofus. Wow. Heal up. Huh. Well, this is sort of tricky. Random teleport remote. I want that blue rock. I've got 5 bombs. I'll do this. Okay. And I need to do... Oh, and I pushed up away from the door and it did that. So aggravating. Yay. Now, give me something awesome. It's a start. Come on. Tears down. Should probably just take my hearts and go. The world is not enough. These soul hearts, however, make me slightly happier. And I can't pick up that thingy. However, I will go ahead and pick up 1 key and 1 heart. And I will not go back to the Baker Baby unless I get a good deal of health back before proceeding to the boss. Oh yeah, I can't get that heart. I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. What happened to you guys? I mean, we know what it's interesting. We know what happens to greed. I mean, greed is clearly hanged. That's greed right there in the shop every time you go in. And his super version has clearly a rope around his neck. It's possibly a reference to Judas. Not the character Judas here, but the biblical Judas, as in, I believe it's the book of Acts. It talks about him being filled with guilt at his betrayal of Jesus, that he uses the 30 silver, which he received from the Pharisees, according to this version, and he buys a field with a tree in it, and he hangs himself from it. Whoa, what the? Just suddenly bolted there for a second. You know, sometimes it's actually kind of weird commentating, because, you know, I don't know who's going to be watching this in the future, and yet I continue to do commentary with no idea who will see this or how they'll respond ever, or if anyone will ever see this, and in fact, I'm talking to myself in a room. Because if no one ever watches this, that's pretty much what I will have been doing. Sitting in a room talking to myself while I play a game. And I'm going to abuse you a little bit to go and get access to the boss fight room, which I will then defeat and bring back treasure. Because she is One-Eyed Maggie. Jesus juice, cheers up. Go I for great justice. I've always thought that was kind of weird, that part of them will blow up, but, and there we go. Wait, did I get that hurt? No, I didn't. It was hiding behind the pedestal. Awesome that I found it. I'm not sure I even want to imagine how many hearts I gave that stupid demon baby, in hopes of getting something awesome like brimstone, or even just flight. Of course, he could have just given me the dead cat. No! Ah! There was nowhere I could go for that. Well, I probably could have dodged the other direction, I guess, but... Now we have the head of Meat Boy orbiting our body. Yeah, let's just move on. I'm too tempted to go mess with the demon baby and try to get something out of him, and I'm like, no, I should move on. I should just move on and stop obsessing over it. And there goes the neighborhood. Monies! Great. Now I'm getting out of this room. Oh, God, I hate these guys so much. Ah! get... That's kind of not what I was wanting, but oh well. Oh no. You bozos. I do not like you at all. Aww. Yummy. Yay, I butchered you all and made the room spattered with blood. Blood, I say. Dead cats. Please stop shooting at me, you fool. I don't know. Cat's head is actually pretty solid, but I think I'll stick with the healing. Well, this isn't looking promising at all. So many flies. So many flies. Oh, God. Well, this looks like the end for us, folks. Yeah. Too much shots, too many shots, and I got hurt by an exploding fly. So that's the end of the tale of One-Eyed Maggie and the Dead Cat. Until next time, folks. Until next time.